Hello everyone, this is Jamerica from Jamerica Life, and we are going to make sorrel jam as promised. So let's get to it. First things first, you're going to peel off the petals of the sorrel. See that? I peel them all off. This is fresh sorrel. This is what I'm using because I grew it from the garden. And we have it all peeled. I didn't chop it or anything, but I did take, see this? See that? All the seeds are out. That's what you need to do, okay? I have a pot over here. And we have the other ingredients on the other side. I'll show you that in just a second. What you need is your sorrel, about 10 to 15 pieces of allspice. That is depending on how much you have, okay? This is a small bowl of sorrel. And you're gonna take your poultice and you're gonna grind it down, or you're gonna grind it. You see that? You need some ginger, about 1 inch of ginger. And I chopped up the cinnamon this time, right? So the cinnamon, I took what I thought was enough, which is about this much cinnamon, just a little bit. If you have it already ground, use about 1/4 teaspoon. I also grinded down about 6 cloves of cloves. So I grinded down 6 cloves. And I chopped it all up here. The allspice is the only thing that's in here. So everything is chopped up with the ginger in here. We have our pot on the stove and we have some water. So let's get to it. So I'm going to put a little water in the pot because I had this thing heating up. And all I'm going to do is put enough water in here to cover the sorrel. All right. So I'll go ahead and put this in here. What kind of bowl is this? I'm going to try to see how much this bowl is. It doesn't say. It's one of the smallest bowls that I have. It's about the same size as this pot. And you see that it didn't cover the sorrel, so I'm going to put some more water in here. This is going to boil down for a while. So you want to make sure you got enough water in here to boil it down. I am not going to do it the traditional way where you use the seeds as pectin. I am going to use pectin. Okay? So that's our ginger, our cloves, and our cinnamon in there. And here is our allspice. I'm missing one more thing, and that is bay leaf. The bay leaf I am not going to chop up. I'm just going to put it in there, and I'm going to use 2 bay leaf. Now this is going to boil for a while. Here's my organic bay leaf. I'm going to put about 2 big ones in there. 3, it doesn't matter to me. I didn't mean to put that little one there though, because I need to get this out later on. Okay, so I put those in there. And we're going to turn our burner on high. And then we're going to turn it down once it comes to a rolling boil. So here we are. We have it bubbling, right? We need to turn it down to about 4 and reduce it. Reduce it until it's almost jam-like, and then we'll add the pectin to finish bringing it down. But right now, it's too watery. But look how red it is. See that? Red. Red, red. See when it reduces. Okay, so you see that? It has turned into a simple syrup with chunks in it, of course. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to get some pectin. There it is. You see I got a full cabinet, right? And we're going to put some pectin in it. And pectin is basically going to make it thicker. And that's what we want. Also, we need to put some sugar in there. So what I need you to do is get your sugar out and sweeten it to taste. If you don't use sugar, use whatever sweetener you have, stevia or whatever you use as a sweetener. Sweeten it to taste and then come back with me to apply the pectin. So we are still going to reduce this, right? And we need to get our leaves out. Now is the time to take these bay leaves out. That's one. There's another one in here. We put 2 in here. Or was it 3? They've done their due. Oh, there's 3. They've done what they're supposed to do, and now it's time for them to go. That's 2. And that's 3. Put them to the side. We're going to get some pectin, about a tablespoon worth, tablespoon and a half. Put that in there and mix it in. It's a thickener. It's a thickening agent. And we're going to continue to boil for about 30 minutes. This thing is already somewhat thick. See that? It's not watery, but it's not thick enough. The pectin is going to make it super thick. See you in 30 minutes. Go ahead and turn your fire down, because this is starting to congeal. Well, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty because it is bubbling, bubbling, bubbling. It's already turned into a jam. So put your jar in the oven, because you can't put hot food into a cold jar. Preheat your oven to about 350 so that your jar can heat up. Also, when you put it in a pan, make sure you put some water in the bottom of that pan so it's not a dry heat. I have water in here. You see that? There's water down here. And it's a reused jar. Yes. So let's go ahead and close this oven back up and get this jar heated up while the preheat in the oven is going to be heating the jar. I'm not wasting any energy. I turned this down to low so that this syrup can simmer. I don't want it super hot, but I want it to be warm because it'll congeal on me. So I'll see you when I get the jar out. I forgot something, and I forgot something important. This is what it looks like now. You see how it's dropping in clumps? That's what you want. Clumps. Because it's a jam, not a syrup. Go ahead and scrape your sides. Make sure that none of that gets burnt. Turn it down to low. I have it on low right now. Every now and then, go ahead and stir it, okay? I'll wait for the jar to preheat. I got it. It's going up to 200 right now, which means the jar is going to come up with the temperature of the oven while this is cooling down, because I have this on low, because this is super hot right now. This is basically napalm. So, see you when the jar heats up. Okay, I've turned the jam off. So I want it to cool down a little bit before I jar it. The jar is still in the oven. Once it hits about 400, I'm gonna leave it in there about 10 more minutes to make sure the jar is heated up. And then we're gonna go ahead and put this in the jar. Okay, I'm gonna pull the jar out. Here we go. Moment of truth. Moment of truth. The water in this tray, see that? I just wanted the jar to get heated. Pull that out. Close this down. Let's get this jar out of the pan. Jar is hot, so let's hold it like this and put it on there. Oh yeah, that joke is hot. And all we're gonna do is scoop this into the jar. Hot liquid or hot jam into a hot jar. Never put anything hot into cold or anything cold into hot. The jar will pop on you. One by one. Oh, I spilled some. Little by little. And be careful. This stuff is napalm. Turn that off. I don't need the oven anymore. I just need to get this in the jar. Look at that. I'll bring you closer. Oh my God, that is good. Little by little, getting it done. I may not be perfect, but I'm getting close, huh? Every day I try a little bit more. Don't judge me, and I did good. I'm congratulating myself. You gotta be your biggest cheerleader. You don't cheerlead for yourself, you can't expect anybody else to. Look at that. I'm getting all of this out. And I've tasted it. This is good. It's not too sweet. And as I said, you put as much sugar as you want in it. You be the taste tester. That's what I do. I do it to my taste because I am the one making it. And I think I have good taste. And I know I'll eat it. We are done. Look at this. And it cooled down on the board. Look at that. That is jam consistency. Oh, and that is so good. It's got the tart. It's got the sweet. It's very good. Okay, and I'm just gonna get the last little bit in here. Let me not be rustic. Y'all are watching me, right? Get a spatula and try to get it all off. For those of you all who don't eat sugar, use your substitute for this. I eat sugar though, and that's what's in this thing. I'm scraping the bowl. Scraping the pan. And this was today's harvest. All right, y'all. So I got it all in there. Put this in the pot. And let me get something. We're going to take some vinegar and wipe off the top. And then we're going to put the lid on. Okay, I have a cloth here. Let me get a little bit of water. Wipe it first. Get all of this excess off. This jar is still super hot. Okay, so if you have sensitive hands, don't do what I do. Do as I say, do not as I do. You don't want to burn yourself. I'm wiping this off, and to get it squeaky clean, I'm gonna take a little bit of vinegar, distilled white vinegar, and we're gonna wipe it. There we go. Put your lid on and leave it on the board because the board is not as cold as a cabinet. You don't want to bust your jar. Wood does not conduct heat or cold as fast. Wood is pretty much neutral. It's going to be a little cold if it's sitting out, but it's not going to be as cold as granite. And that's it. Our jam is done. I got almost a full jar, see that, of jam. This is Jamaica with Jamaica Life. Go ahead and reuse your bottles because you can see this was artichoke hearts. I washed it out, but I didn't pull the label off. And go ahead and make your own jam out of sorrel. You'll enjoy it. This is Jamaica with Jamaica Life. Thank you for being with me, and I will see you on the next one. Bye, y'all.